good. My week is going good, but I'm tired. Yeah, I was, it's kind of interesting because there's some kind of quote that was basically like, be grateful for the life that you have right now because at one time, what you're living out now was your prayer. And that's kind of the space that I'm in right now. As some of y'all know, I went through some terrible times. I mean, I've had hard times in life in general, but this year specifically, not long ago, you know, I went a period of time of not even knowing where my next paycheck was going to come from, self esteem, trust issues, lots of things that were happening earlier this year, just a couple of months ago, as a matter of fact. So, I remember waking up just stressed every single day in and day out. So I feel stressed right now. That's the true answer. If you were like, tell me how you really feel, Mark, I really feel stressed, but it's a different type of stress. It's hard to explain. Well, it's not hard to explain because there's different types of stress. Like, there's a stress of, I tried to button my pants the other day and they didn't fit the same. There's a stress of, I have a huge bill to pay that I don't have the money for. There's a stress of, like, grieving someone that you lost. All three of those are different stressors with different levels. There's different levels to them. So yeah, the type of stress that I'm facing right now, it's not necessarily the worst stress in the world. It's probably more like burnout. But real quick, I don't know how long I'm going to be in this car, but a thought that I had in my mind this morning, which is the main thing that I was going to speak about. Forgiveness, right? Now, there's a particular person in my life that I knew one time, known the person since I was 15 maybe. I met this person when I was like 15. So more than half of my life, more than half of my life I'd known that person. And I went through the ringer with this person. It wasn't necessarily their fault. It was their fault, but there's layers to the story is what I'm trying to say. So this person was one of my good friends. I hate to say was, but they haven't actively been a friend in years. So it is what it is. Was a good friend, was a close friend, one of my closest friends at that time. And he went through an issue. Well, he had multiple issues going on, but he lost a family member that was very close to him. And from that point in time and on, he was a different person than the one that I knew and the one that, was my good friend. Understandably so. I lost a parent 2 years ago. He lost a parent 2000, probably almost 20 years ago. Not quite 20, but almost 20 years ago at this point. And I couldn't imagine that happening for me as a teenager, especially in the way that it did. Like sudden, unexpected type of deal. But anyways, that made this person very. He was going through it. He was going through it mentally, to where he became like a safety risk to himself. And honestly, when I don't really even have to sugarcoat it. This person made an attempt on his life at a certain point. I don't know, it might have happened multiple times, but I know of the one because it was the first time I had ever been around anyone morning who had done this. And I was confused because I was checking on him, and I would ask him how he's doing all the time. He would be like, I'm fine, I'm handling it better than I expected, this and that and the other, I'm okay. And then one day discover he's not okay. Obviously he didn't succeed at that attempt. That's why I'm still talking about him in present tense. But here's the deal. Since that time, during that time, I sacrificed a lot to stay around and kind of make sure that he was okay, because honestly, I'm very close to both of his parents. So I remember the parents that passed before they passed telling me, please help take care of this person. And those words kind of haunt me, because I really tried. But here's the thing with that. Knowing that he could lean on me all the time made him codependent. It made him feel like anytime I get myself into a jam, Mark is going to help bail me out. He was doing a lot of things that were, that were just pretty much wrong, and depending on me to bail him out on those things. And it finally got to a point where, for various reasons, I said it's better for me. I said to myself, it's kind of better for me to stop accepting all these apologies for the behavior to be exactly the same, and step back from this friendship, because now it's doing things to damage my mental health. So recently, this person tried to come back again, because he spins the block every few years. I really thought about it. I thought about, do I want him back? Is he just going to be repeating the same behavior? And I kind of made a decision, based on where I am in my life right now mentally. I can't take on something like this again. So as hard as that was, I set that boundary. We're at. So the moral of that story is that an apology, accepting an apology and forgiving somebody does not mean that you have to accept them back. I had another friend, just to wrap this up, another former friend that was a really bad friend. Totally different situation from this guy. I'm bonded, which was the only reason I allowed her to stay around as long as I did. And she actually ended the friendship with me. She came back around, a few years ago and said, I realized that I treated you like garbage and I want to just sincerely apologize. You're a good person. You never deserve that. Blah, blah, blah. And followed by, because this was all in a message, followed by, I want to meet up with you. I want to be friends with you again, etc., etc. Blah, blah, blah. And sorry, I'm just stressed this morning. Anyways, and so I said to her, thank you for the apology. I really appreciate you taking the time to say all that. Like I never thought that you would ever apologize to me, because people usually don't circle back and apologize like that years later. But I said the door has closed on us having a friendship again. And the funny thing is, she was so mad and basically took it back. Took the apology back and insulted me on the way out. And I'm like, yep, this is the same person that I knew from those years back, that I tried to maintain some form of friendship with. But yeah, I feel good about that boundary that I set. And, that was that. So that's my morning thoughts, and please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. Hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank y'all.